I'm so excited to chat with you today. I'm heartbroken and excited at the same time.
So am I.
Fair. I will say, maybe you didn't snatch the crown, but your run on Drag Race has been iconic. My goodness. I'm curious for you, how do you feel about how you did and the fan reaction, which has been very positive?
I guess for my reaction as far as how I did on the show, I've said it again and again and again. I'm extremely grateful for this dream of a journey that I've had on the show. Watching it now, watching myself go from a high to a low to a high to just experiencing everything, including being eliminated, and getting to write a message on the mirror wall. I got the full drag race experience. And on top of that, I'd still be in the next episode. I'm on every episode, girl. So I'm just so happy and just so proud as well of the truth and the authenticity I was able to show. And I'm super glad that that is resonating with the fans because I think that's something that everyone has been craving for a long time on Drag Race is that the courage to show the good, the bad, and ugly and be unapologetic about it.
Yeah, that's so true. There's something I actually just talked to Kiki about was that there's so much pressure to perform for the fandom and so much fear of fandom reaction that we're losing out on authenticity. And that is something that you came on the show and reminded us how powerful and exciting and, it can be to see. So you've seen the fan reaction, I assume. I'm curious, and all the memes and like you on the cover of Time, all of that stuff. I'm curious
That one
what
sent me.
you
That
think
one
about.
sent me. I'm dead.
Okay,
I'm dead. That one.
first of all, how do you feel about the fan reaction? And
Yeah.
secondly, do you have a set favorite meme that you've seen?
I'm actually oblivious to a lot of this up until recently.
Okay.
So I was at near enough's house. She and I are friends in real life. So I was
Good.
at her house, and I was cuddling with her dog on the couch. And then she's just on social media. She's on Twitter. And she's like, "Girl, you gotta see this. Oh my God, you gotta see this." I'm like, "What? What's going on? What's happening now?" So she showed me that thread, memes on X of me as an album cover, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, I'm dead. Oh, can I say fuck?
Yo, yeah.
I'm like, I'm fucking dead. I cannot. The fans are unhinged, and I love them because that's how I love people unhinged, like myself. Um, but really, people are just like my friends, my manager Tommy and the girls would just send me screenshots all the time or memes of what they've seen, what they like. Venus even offered to run my social media at some point. Like, girl, you gotta get up with all of this. Um, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, but a good lot.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying my best to just kind of keep up at this point, because I'm still really just taking in what I'm seeing on TV.
Hmm.
Seeing yourself on TV is a very, very real experience, and it's an out of body experience. So I'm taking all of that in as well, while trying to keep up with what all this commotion on social media. And apparently, I'm famous.
Yes. You are mother this season.
I'm like, okay.
So, okay, brings up two questions. First of all,
Yes.
I think when it was all going down, when it was happening,
Mhm.
you were very nervous. You talked about that in the workroom in
Yes.
the aftermath of that. Can you talk
Yeah.
a little bit about that and how you're feeling now that you've seen actually how it was received?
I mean, at that time, I was just like, I said what I said. There's nothing else I can do about it
Yeah.
except just try to redeem myself somehow
Yeah.
and enjoy this experience while I still can. So
Hmm.
that was my focus at that time. I couldn't be too bothered by what people are going to think later on.
Hmm.
Until, of course, fast forward to months and months and months and months and months later, we're getting close to that episode. And yeah, there were some people that I reached out to kind of talk about how I was feeling. And until that episode came, thankfully, it was with the company of loving people. I was with
Hmm.
Kiki, Amy, and Kimi Couture in Ottawa, and the love that I felt in that space and the Lookout Bar in Ottawa was just so unreal that I couldn't help but feel grateful for that moment that I shared with them. followed by the backlash in a good way.
Yeah.
That was the unexpected part for me.
Hmm.
I seeing the reaction right there and then, or the following day. Actually, no, the following day, because that night I just really wanted to enjoy my time with my friends there.
Right.
But the following day, Amy especially, she's like, "Did you see this? Did you see that?" Like, what is going on? What is happening? And the texts from friends, from the other girls, just showing me the reaction online. I was a meme. It was a lot.
Yeah, I bet. I'm
So
just Yeah, I'm just so glad that you're getting the love that you deserve from the audience. But the other thing that you brought up, I think, is really interesting, is that you're learning a lot watching yourself on TV. Can you talk a little bit about what you mean by that? What you've learned by watching yourself on
correct.
TV?
What I've learned, not necessarily by watching myself, but what I've
Hmm.
learned as I watch myself on TV is
Right.
that I have grown to really just embrace myself wholeheartedly, 100%. The good, the bad, the ugly, all the bad angles, all the bad makeup, whatever. Let your hair down. At the end of the day, my filter is, did you have fun? Did you enjoy
Yeah.
yourself? Did you give it your all at that moment? And so at the end of the day, are you proud of what you presented there? If I could say yes, 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 yes to all of that, then that's all I need.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I do feel like we saw you having a great time in a lot of those moments. And one of them I thought was so beautiful was obviously this most recent episode where your partner Scott came in. I'm
Yeah.
curious for you how it was to get to share that story with the world, and if you
Yeah.
guys watched it back together and what Scott thinks of the episode.
Well, the thing last night, so we had a viewing party at Evolution last night, our queer bar here in Edmonton, and that was my last one with them. So the crowd was just there was just so much love there. And
Aw.
we haven't had a chance to watch it again. We usually watch the episode after a viewing party because of the screaming and everything. It's just a lot, right? But we haven't
Yeah.
had a chance to do that. But I just know that the time that he was there to film the show after we did our runway walk on main stage, and how many people can say that they have been on Drag Race to do the runway walk? When we did our walk, he said, "This is one of the happiest days of my life." That was it. Game over. I'm like, I'd already won.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
And
It's such
this is a guy who a few months ago I wasn't sure was going to be himself again because as he was devolving at the emergency room the day that he had his mini stroke, that it was a different person. It was a different person.
it's
So
amazing it's amazing how those moments can really highlight and tell you exactly how you feel about one another and really solidify that kind of commitment. So um I can't even imagine what it must have been like to leave to go to Drag Race in that.
100%. Yep.
How
Like I
did you
said,
kind of how did you approach that when you made that choice?
I mean, I just kind of at the hospital, I don't know if I already mentioned, but at the hospital, my sister-in-law was there, and she said, "We got this. We got him."
Yeah.
And this is while they were doing CAT scans on Scott, and he did three that morning, one after the other, in a span of 3 hours.
Oh my
So
goodness.
as we were going through all of this, she said, "We got him. You got to do this." So knowing that my family support was there
Hmm.
unconditionally, um, really helped me decide that yeah, I got to do this. And she also did say you got to do this, like you have to do this. But by that, I also took I have to do this not just for myself, but also for my family. I have three nephews that are I want to inspire, so I also did that for them, and also my community and everyone that is going to see me and see my journey. It's not the perfect journey, but god damn, it's memorable, and that's what life is about. It's just
Hmm.
creating those memories. Especially you get to a point in your life you're like, I'm 44. I'm 45 now. I was 44 at that time. What is the next phase now for myself? Like I can't just live for myself now. I have to start living for other people because that's the only way really your life is going to start to have meaning is when you
Yeah.
start living for other people. So I made that choice to not just do that for myself but also for my family, my community, and to anyone else who might feel inspired after they see my story on TV.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's such a powerful love story, and I'm so excited that you got to share it, and it adds so much depth to that moment where you saw him, knowing kind of what the lead up really was. Um, I'm going to end on a fun note. This is a total tone shift, but I just have to know, where
Yes.
does the Vivian Westwood inspired dress live now?
Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Right there. Y'all are gonna see this in me on meet and greets.
Yeah.
And when I
Piece
travel
of
to y'all's cities, you better book me.
yes. You
I'm gonna
better
bring it
come
for
to
you.
Oakland, California, because I want to see that live.
Oh, I have a friend there. My aunt actually lives in my friend lives in San Francisco. Sorry, my aunt lives in San Francisco itself. So I'm already in the talks with one of my friends in San Francisco, and hopefully I will make an appearance in
That would
2024.
be amazing. I will be hooting and hollering from the front row. We need to see the dress. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat for me with me, and thank you so much for sharing your story. I had such an amazing time watching it all play out on the show, and I cannot wait to see what you do next when inevitably we see you again, because this is just the beginning.
That's hard. Thanks so much, Rachel.